these days, the Kia Soul comes only in all-electric form, so it's just as well that this brand's EV technology has hugely improved, to the point where almost anyone ought to be able to consider it. If you've been waiting for the right moment to join the battery-powered automotive revolution, that time may just have arrived.
Given that there are now no longer any combustion engine versions of this Soul, it's just as well that this EV model's WLTP rated all-electric driving range is quite lengthy, 280 miles. That's thanks to a large 64 kilowatt-hour battery pack that can be recharged to 80% in just an hour and a quarter, providing you have access to a 50 kilowatt DC fast charger. If you haven't, then a home wall box, a 7.2 kilowatt one, will charge a Soul EV completely in 9 hours 35 minutes, which, to give you some idea, would use around £9 worth of electricity at current rates. You can eke out the range by using these steering wheel paddles, so it should allow you to vary the amount of regenerative braking, and by using the many EV features that are provided on the centre dash screen. The powertrain develops 201 bhp, and like most EVs, this one feels rapid from rest, making 62 miles an hour in 7.6 seconds. The suspension has been carefully worked on to try to deal with the effects of this car's rather prodigious 1,757 kilo curb weight. Not enough to make this car feel anything like a satisfying steer through the bends, though. If you happen to like previous versions of the Soul, you'll probably recognise this third generation model, which draws on this model line's boxy origins but adds a more modern feel. The cabin design apparently draws inspiration from the visualization of sound. Now, we're not quite sure what that means, but it probably explains the prominence of the signature tweeter speakers, which bookend the dashboard. You'd expect the interior of an electric car to be fully digitalised, and sure enough, that's what you get here. Through the many-buttoned 3-spoke multifunction wheel, you view a 7-inch TFT LCD SuperVision instrument cluster. Anything that this can't tell you will probably be found on the sophisticated 10.25-inch UVO centre dash touchscreen. This is the infotainment display. There's no gear stick, of course, this being an EV, just this circular drive controller, twist for reverse, neutral or drive, and press for park. The rear seat benefits from this Mark III model's 30mm increase in wheelbase length and the Soul's boxy dimensions, and that makes this rear bench feel far more spacious than more conventionally styled comparable compact hatches with a similar roadway footprint. A little surprisingly, given this car's squarical looks, boot capacity isn't as much as you get in this model's Kia e-Niro cousin, 315 litres as opposed to 451. Car manufacturers are now getting a lot smarter when it comes to developing electric vehicles, and that's something that's ably demonstrated by this Soul EV. Range anxiety used to be a sensible reason for not buying a full battery-powered model, but these days that's becoming less of a credible excuse. For the majority of people, the 280-mile range figure offered here will be quite sufficient. One thing's for sure, though, if you're serious about EV motoring, then this car is a serious contender.